the station that's on your side. This is News 12, first at 4.
The mutations of COVID-19 are spreading to kids. We have one confirmed pediatric death from the virus in Augusta, with 7 more kids in the hospital right now. We've heard that this is a different pandemic now because of the Delta variant, and now more mutations are popping up around the world. But are any of these dangerous enough to be concerned about, especially when it comes to kids catching them? Our Celeste Springer's live at Evans Town Center Park to talk to us about the new COVID mutations and its effects on children. Celeste?
Well, it is a very different year. It's a very different year from last year, but some things still stay the same here at Evans Town Center Park. Families and kids are out here enjoying the great weather. But given the situation we're in right now, we wanted to take a look at how things COVID-wise are different this year versus last. So I looked at numbers from DPH, and it's showing that the cases are much higher in children now than a year ago. According to Georgia DPH, the 7-day moving average of cases in kids last Labor Day, well, that's set at 185. Our latest 7-day moving average for kids, 1,952 cases. But parents, doctors tell me your kid is unlikely to be hospitalized if they do not have underlying conditions. We're also living under a new variant since last year. According to AU, Delta now accounts for an estimated 95% of cases in Georgia. The AU says there's no reason to believe the Delta variant is specifically targeting kids more than anyone else, despite the fact that there's been an increase in pediatric cases.
Whether this is a feature of the Delta variant or whether it's a result of younger individuals being out more or a result of them not being vaccinated, is really hard to say. I would say it's probably mostly that they haven't been vaccinated and that they are out more than older individuals.
And I know the holiday weekend puts everyone in a good mood, and guess what? I got some good news. That's coming up at 6 o'clock. I'm working on a story about how we might be having, quite soon, a great sigh of relief.
Good news. Thank you so much, Celeste, for that live update. We're going to take a live look over bias. We have a closer look at the options swirling around. But first, we are talking with local doctors about COVID-19 in our kids. Tonight marks 544 days of this pandemic. Our area just reporting its first pediatric COVID death last week, showing you just how different this Delta variant really is. A family in Evans is now waiting for answers after losing their 4-year-old daughter over the weekend. This is Addison. Her parents tell us she died Saturday while she was recovering from a second colon surgery, and we're told she did test positive for COVID on Friday, just a day before she passed. But at this point, doctors have not ruled her official cause of death. But we're also working to learn more about the death of a 15-year-old girl in Aiken. The girl's grandfather shared this GoFundMe page with us, saying his 10th grade granddaughter, Emily, died September 1st of COVID-19. And according to the page, Emily was wheelchair bound. She suffered other health complications like blindness and seizures. And we're going to show you this graph now. This is from the Georgia Department of Public Health. It shows the 7-day moving average of COVID cases for age groups under 18. So if we look at the 7-day moving average of cases in kids around this time last year, that's on the far left. The number of cases is below 200. You fast forward to this year, that number on the far right, it's up to nearly 2,000. Our Celeste Springer is live from Evans Town Center Park. And Celeste, it's pretty clear our COVID situation is a lot different this year compared to last Labor Day. So what do parents say? What do parents need to know about protecting their kids right now?
Well, you're not wrong. It absolutely is a different story from last year. Those numbers that you just went over don't lie. But here, there is a sense of normalcy. There's families waiting to get their ice cream over here, some kids on the splash pad, and of course, just the park is filled with families and kids trying to have a good time here. But even though it is a holiday weekend, I know a lot of parents have concerns over how COVID is affecting their kids. So I went straight to AU to figure out answers for them on what they need to look out for.
The sounds of a holiday weekend. School's out, and kindergartner Michaelis is ready to ride. But only a few weeks ago, he was in no place to hit the road.
He was just laying around exhausted, and he kept saying, "My body hurts, my body hurts."
Michaela's caught COVID at the start of the school year, likely the Delta variant, as AU tells us about 95% of cases in our area are the strain. Though pediatric cases have gone up, AU says it doesn't necessarily mean the virus is targeting kids more than any other group.
I would say it's probably mostly that they haven't been vaccinated, and that they are out more than older individuals.
And though catching the strain isn't a walk in the park,
Michaelis was sick for 10 days, and he was very sick.
AU says many kids, like Michaelis, won't be hospitalized, though kids with underlying conditions like obesity are at a much higher risk. And as for the Mu strain that's making headlines,
it's of interest, and this is a term that the CDC uses, not of concern just yet. And it's just really hard to know how it's going to play out.
Just something to keep an eye on in the future. And for now,
looking back over the last couple of days, it does seem like maybe we have in fact peaked, and that maybe we'll start seeing a decrease in the number of cases in the hospital.
Some good news. Always welcome after a holiday weekend.
And AU also talked to me about booster shots. They say because the virus is mutating as viruses do, that likely in the future, in months to come, the booster shots will have a different formula as the vaccines that we currently have, kind of like how the flu shot changes by the season. So that's definitely something to look out for in the future.
A really long-term game of whack-a-mole, and we hope that the doctors and scientists are very good at it. Thanks for that, Celeste. We've got a lot more news ahead, but we're going outside for a live